guess that means I gotta start. Okay, Planning and Zoning Commission meeting of May 28th, called to order at 7:03. I shall establish roll call. Sue Cabalas. Did I do it right? No. Colbus.
Colbus.
Okay.
Present.
I totally respect this.
Pam Scow.
Present.
And Melissa Wilson.
Here.
Okay, a quorum has been established.
All right, so we are looking at the Mr. Josh Floyd's.
Josh and
Meadows.
Amy's
What do we got going
single-family
on there,
structure.
Sunshine?
It's Josh and Amy.
Josh and Amy.
That's why I said sunshine.
That's right. It's a joint venture.
Oh, can you grab one of those mics and ship it over to a little bit if you can?
I'll just move down.
Oh, there's one there too. Yeah.
You boys can play your chairs.
Plans?
Oh, you want plans?
Gimme. That was, yeah.
It's okay. He can sit with me. Oh, okay. Thank you. No, you can turn around. We'll go down a little bit. Did you sign more stuff you said?
Stuffy one, stuffy two.
You're in charge of your own. Here. No, Rick.
Has Dan done his review?
It's in your packet. So,
Daddy's plans. J bolts needed, fridge washers.
the only item, that's on the wrong one. The only item that was identified was a call out for the hold downs. And Mr. Floyd has, did you email it to me?
I did, yeah. I reached out to the engineer of record to inquire about there being no hold down schedule for the project. His response was twofold over the phone. He was a little annoyed that he was having to back up the fact that his work didn't show hold downs. But he said the design of the project and the placement of windows and openings, that there's no hold downs required for the project, other than the standard 8 bolts.
So he can give us that in writing?
I've got an email, I sent it to the town.
Fantastic. Thank
You
you.
want me to
Yep.
print it up right now?
No,
Okay,
that's, I trust you.
okay.
Shell.
So we have completed our site plan review. And I have signed off on that. I've determined that they have met all of the requirements for, their site plan. Dan did his review, and we have received, HOA approval on this project. And all the fees have been paid.
Ice blocks, which are those foam?
Yep, yep.
I'm very curious. Are you gonna do the rebar? I
Yes.
just started studying about all this and,
Doing it all myself.
so the rebar goes in between the ice blocks, is that correct? It has little slots for the
Yep,
rebar?
yep,
It's very fascinating. I'm very curious.
Yeah.
I've got a buddy who's
Adult
building a
Legos.
shop. Yeah,
yeah.
I'm very curious how, you could call me when you're ready to go.
Yeah. It's a great way to save some money.
Yes. And doesn't it give you extra insulation as well?
Yep, I was able to get around the 1-inch blue board on the
Yep.
outside of the home by punching in all the numbers to the res check. Floor on top of that.
Oh, nice,
So,
nice.
yeah, it puts us in.
Are you gonna do radon on, or not radon, I'm so sorry, I did not mean to say,
That's all right.
radiant floor heating? in
No.
there? Yeah, those are very fascinating. I'm very curious about those.
No space with me.
It's exciting that she's been planning and zoning for the town, as the building inspector, and now we finally get to build a house.
Yeah, he's definitely got it.
Be careful what you wish for.
Oh, yeah. Trepidation.
Some of us has done this a few times.
Any other questions or concerns from the inspector? From our building, or our blueprint? Mr. Dan, is all good? Besides the whole down, and that's for the letter to come back from the engineer.
And he's
that
got,
said
and he
That is-
emailed me the letter,
we're all
so
good
that's
with
already
that.
all taken care of.
Okay, perfect.
He's good to start digging.
Great, works for me.
All right, I make a motion to approve the drawing of,
Josh Floyd.
yeah, I gotta read this properly so I get it. Josh and Amy Floyd's lot number 198, Riverview Meadows.
19B.
19B.
Oh, 19B, excuse me, thank you. 19B Riverview Meadows, 341 Riverview Drive, which is number R1-02-24.
We have a motion, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
I
Aye.
have one, I
Whoa,
got
whoa,
one
whoa,
question.
hang on, we
One
have a
question.
discussion.
What's your timeline? What do you,
Hopefully get it done within a year, because it just keeps getting more and more expensive with the bank as time goes on, so.
that's right.
We are under the gun to get this done. as
And
quick
how
as
many
possible.
square foot is it?
1624 with garage in front that's 896, I believe.
Okay, all right.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All, any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Great, thank you guys.
You bet, thank you.
Good
Good
luck.
job on the
See how
drawings.
easy it is?
Yeah, get it all lined up, shouldn't be that hard, right?
It shouldn't be that hard.
I'm excited for
I'll
you.
be doing some single parenting for the next year.
Yeah.
No, put hammers in their hands.
Hey, you wanna
everyone.
come sit in this seat?
Yeah.
You
What
want
do you
this
say?
seat? You wanna sit in this seat?
Thank
Thanks,
you all so
guys.
much.
You bet, thank you.
Good
You
luck.
like that seat?
Can't wait to see how it, yeah.
Mom and Dad can take a picture.
So exciting.
Okay. I'm heading.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'll put it away.
Sarah's
All right.
gonna type her
Take it
name.
easy on that.
You know the deal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably not getting
Oh.
it until it's at least a couple weeks, so.
Okay, well,
But
just in case.
Yeah.
You know, she'll get that done, and then I'll follow up when I get back.
Okay, perfect, thank you. Thanks. Have a great night.
Thank you, you too.
All right.
Okay. Are we ready for the
Thank
next
you.
adventure?
Yes.
Okay,
Tabled items.
tabled items. Mr. David Scharfenberg? Did I say that right? Okay.
That's, you did.
Perfect. Okay, I have some notes from the last meeting, so how did we make out with what we requested from the last meeting? Do we know?
Plans?
Let me get them for you.
I guess I could've gotten them too. Sorry.
I'm missing one. Yeah, yeah. Here, I'll give Dan a big one.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
All right. So,
Okay, on this project, in your packet, you'll see that the site plan was reviewed. Oh, I thought, how come this doesn't have a back page?
delineated site plan, and a legit number of where the house was. Plan review, HOA approval.
We have
Those were the
received HOA approval.
Okay,
Just got that today.
just 2 days, right under the gun.
And we talked about,
Where's that sheet?
this sheet?
Yeah, it's not in the plan.
It's not in the plans, it's here.
Can we need copies of these?
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, there you go.
There was that extra, it was over the
No,
setback.
and and they did what they needed
Oh,
to do. I
perfect.
looked at it. and
Right.
I kept thinking I was gonna see a bigger sheet, and I was like, oh, wait a minute.
Okay, so what we determined was, I wanted to look at one thing.
15, 20, 15. So that's 7, so
Yeah, so
Riddle
that's,
me this with the dash. What is the
So-
dash line?
so,
What is
so this is their building envelope,
Oh, okay.
okay? So he's in his building
Yeah,
envelope,
he's
there's
within
a
the setback,
25, so that's
yeah.
exactly what Alpine Meadows requires, 20,
So
15,
this is
15.
the building envelope.
And there's your 25,
Okay,
okay?
yep.
But it's, it's from the front, so
Where's my paper?
it works.
Oh, is this, where's my green one? Who's got my green one?
I don't have a green one. I do not have the original. Oh, Dan does. Ooh.
Oh, trade you.
Gotta keep you on your toes.
And I just highlighted mine, so
I
I was
know,
really
I
worried
was
for a
about-
second.
it's like, oh, jeez.
It's okay.
Well, you
They
had-
get the
You had a
gist.
25% chance to make that right.
All right, so
Okay,
we've got the, oh, sorry.
So the
yes, ma'am.
one thing that I do want to ask Mr. Scharfenberg is there any propane to the house?
Are you asking me if we're
Did-
intending to go with propane?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if that next year with propane tank?
Yes.
Well,
and
you have
yes.
centralized propane in the Alpine Meadows subdivision. So I didn't see a propane line on the site plan. So I was wondering if everything was electric, or were you gonna do any propane at any time, or?
Yeah, we're going to be putting in, we have a locate, the excavator has a locate that's going to show exactly where that propane stub is, and then we'll tie into that and trench that out to the house.
Okay. So
So we'll be on the,
once we find out where that is, contact me and just let me know. I know that that is a big consideration for the Alpine Meadows, because they do have that centralized propane system, and there is stubs to each one of those. But
Right.
the town has not received any as-built or any information regarding those connections. So I just want to
It-
identify that.
not making
I could add-
excuses, but it took a while to determine who actually had that information, so it was back and forth for a bit there, but the excavator was finally able to get it, and he's having a locate done.
Nice.
Okay, perfect.
So they're not uniform.
Oh,
At every box, at every power box, at every vault, there'll be a line that goes across, and there'll be two pieces of property that are kind of attached to that one line. It's kind of a zigzag. There's a main line that goes through, and then they tagged off of one. So if, let's say, it came from that side of the road, the line is on that side of the road, it comes to me and my partner. So where your vault is where the gas line is, power vault.
oh, that's interesting. Okay, perfect.
So on your drawing, your power vault is probably down on that corner?
Yeah, left-hand side,
Correct. That's where the gas will be.
okay.
Did you say left-hand side?
It's a left-hand side, right?
Yes,
So it would be over here.
Okay,
All right.
okay, that's all I need to know then.
And we got the plan review, we're good with that. And we got the delineated site plan, which is the envelope, the building envelope, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
So
We got
there
inch-
was something that was identified, that J-bolts need 3-inch by 3-inch washers.
Oh, that was, I apologize, I read the wrong one. Oh, yep.
So was that taken care of, David? I know you and Dan talked
yeah.
about that.
yeah, Dan and I spoke about it. The engineer hadn't called that out, and Dan and I discussed it, and they want 3 by 3 by 1/4 square washers with a 5/8 inch J-bolt to tie it down, because it's earthquake zone D, and so we're prepared to do that.
Nice,
Okay.
perfect. Do we need to have that,
Did you get that in writing? Or any
I
acknowledgement
did, I
from
put
the
that,
engineer?
Dan has that in writing from me.
Okay, okay.
Perfect. Okay. And we got HOA approval. Okay, it looks like the things that we had talked about at the last meeting, it looks like you got everything taken care of. Is that correct, Christine? Is there anything else? At least the 4 things that I show on mine, or no, just 3 things on my list.
Yeah.
It wasn't very
No, it was not
Yeah.
much at all. Okay, so, yeah, and then we will need to make sure we have our fees paid before you guys can start digging, if I recall correctly. Okay? I will entertain a
Sounds great.
motion.
I'll make a motion to approve, the Schaffenberg's, what street is this?
Primrose. Oh,
Primrose.
76
Court.
Primrose Court, with all the new adjustments and, yeah, good for that.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? So just as long as we get the fees paid, then we're ready to rock and roll. Is that correct, Christine?
That is correct.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, ready to rock and roll there, boss?
Congrats.
Now the headache really
Congratulations.
starts.
Celebration going on here.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Okay, what we'll do is we'll
Christine.
prepare our paperwork and then we'll get that sent off to you, the actual permit.
You cut out for a second there.
What we'll
What'd
do
you say?
is we'll get the paperwork set up and then get that sent out to you. Okay?
Will do. Yep. Yeah, I got your spreadsheet on the total cost, so.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Good
guys,
luck.
appreciate it.
Have a great evening. Thanks, guys.
You too.
I got the one that people have gone through.
Yeah, whatever you
Oh,
want
I
to tell
think
yourself,
that's
yeah.
probably mine.
Oh, yeah, yours weren't rolled up.
Special.
Oh, wow, and she's gone.
She's gone.
Okay. Oh, hi, I don't have anything. Here you go.
Thank you.
Boy, we're going through the
Well, yeah, we'll just wait for Miss Christine to make sure she's got all of her notes all squared away first. Are we still live on the intranet? We are.
Okey-dokey.
Should have fixed my hair.
You never do that on the other meetings.
No, because I had in the back.
She's got usually a hat on.
All right, so, Miss Christine, just let me know whenever you're done
Oh,
with your
I'm
notes.
ready.
Okay, so let's go on.
I'm ready.
Our next one, the Rellena La Mexicana, how did we roll on
Okay.
with that?
So, we did send those certified letters out. I haven't gotten any response from Solomon. The town code enforcement gentleman has been over there to look at the propane tank. He has signed off on that propane tank, on that barrier around the propane tank.
Okay,
I have not been able to get over there. I tried to go over there, end of last week, I think it was, and they were closed. So I have talked to the state fire marshal and the town, commercial building inspector. They have not made the grill any bigger than what was previously permitted there. However, the one thing that I have to check is the commercial hood that comes over. Just as a additional protection, they were to put a piece of metal flange or.
Like a guard or
It's a
something.
guard or something on that. And that was one of my primary goals, to go over there and to check that out. Unfortunately, today did not allow me any time to go do that. So that's still an item that is going to need to be on our list.
okay.
Along with, are we still waiting for civil drawings?
No, we worked that through with him.
Okay.
Dan and I sat and we we worked through the drawings the best that we could with the cinder blocks for the propane, the setbacks from the highway. Go ahead.
But we do not know what the property lines are and if he's actually 11 feet off the property line.
And so I haven't been able to get out there to do that yet. I do know that those corners are marked, because the neighbor is putting up a fence, but I just haven't had time to get out there.
Oh, maybe we wait for the fence.
And we did talk about striping the parking lot. And we're working on a list of all the businesses, and then we're gonna work on the letter to identify all of the businesses for handicap parking spaces requiring the striping of it. It's in the works.
Okay. Now, we talked last meeting that if we didn't see significant improvement or a good solid forward, so to speak, that we were going to take drastic measures. Do you feel that we have received the solid foot forward, that they are actually trying to get things taken care of?
With what they have over there, I haven't had any communication with him since the last meeting.
Still no
So-
communication, even after the letter?
Well, the certified letter got sent out a little bit later than
Okay.
what we had hoped. And so I haven't received any notification back that it's been received.
Oh, okay.
We sent 2 certified letters out. I know one applicant got it, and then the other one, I can't remember. Does he have a, hold on. He has a Jackson P.O. box,
Gotcha.
so that's my other issue.
Okay.
And that's why I wanted to go over there. So,
What is it?
you guys need to determine that.
And that certified letter that you sent, requested his presence to be here tonight. But we didn't give him a phone call or anything, I assume? It's not a requirement, I
Not
apologize.
today.
You
I'm
can't
not-
chase
okay.
Not today,
We can't,
yeah.
Okay.
you can't keep chasing people.
I mean,
Dan?
I'm just gonna, I think the town of Alpine is a great community, and I love the people here, and I think this is a perfect example of what nice gets you. And only you can speak to this, but I wonder how much time and effort you have spent drawing for people over the years.
Drawing?
Not as much as you would think.
Yeah.
However,
But you
I
draw.
felt the need to go ahead and help him out because
Correct.
of the
And-
situation.
And I value that. However, I think that's the same thing that that we've been battling, or that I've seen battle here for the last couple of years, and
This has been a little bit worse, I feel, than what
Yes.
we've dealt with in the past years, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Most of the time, the site plans are exactly what Mr. Floyd brought in. When people who live in our town and want to contribute back to our town, they care and they draw out their nice site plans and show exactly where everything's gonna be. Now, it's not engineered, it's not something pretty, it's not like something like this, but it looks nice. It looks like it was something drawn on a cocktail napkin. So I feel that shows a good faith effort that they want to give back to our community. And they're not just here as a fly-by-night.
I agree with that.
But on the other, gosh, we can play devil's advocate all night long.
I have, so my building career has always been in areas that held the builders and developers at such a high moral standard.
Right,
And I have never lived in a community like this.
well,
And
and
it's almost uncomfortable for me.
I can
When
understand
I get
that.
to that, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
And when we don't follow the rules, it's like in the last meeting where the council meeting and Councilman Larson said, why do we need building officials? And I kind of sat there and I thought about it for a while, and I said, you know, maybe I should just ask it in a question. Why do we need police?
yeah,
Why do we need firemen?
Yeah,
Why do we need a hospital?
yeah.
We don't need any of that stuff. No, we do need that stuff. And we need a building department, we need inspectors, because we're the building police. That's what we do. We make sure that whoever gets a house, that it's to standards,
right,
and that people follow the rules. And I love my trade. I love what I do for people. I have high expectations for other contractors who play in the same place that I do. And we all play with the same rules in mind, and then there are those who don't. And until the community, and I would say the board of the town of Alpine and the planning and zoning could all sit here and meet and agree and say, this is what needs to be done, this is what needs to be in that yellow book. But, yeah, there's some words that said planning and zoning is in charge to stop things from happening. Well, if we go over there tomorrow and put a red tag on that building and say, you are gonna stop your business, will the community notice?
yeah.
Yes.
And so, something to keep in mind too, Dan, is like a lot of the folks that have been here and whatnot, they've not all been building contractors, and, you know, we've all been people who not had that opportunity, that,
Yeah, I get it.
but it's still, I understand.
It's
It
like
just puts us-
speeding, you know, it's
I was about
speeding.
to say
If you
that.
drive the speed limit, nothing happens.
Yeah.
If you don't, if you drive faster than the limit, then all of a sudden you're gonna get some lights.
Right.
And, you know, if you're gonna build, the issue is you're building homes that you can sell and make money on to some unsuspecting, wonderful woman from San Diego. And then she realizes that her doors don't open because there's no headers, and her concrete is falling apart because there wasn't any steel in it.
But we also already take care of a lot of that with our building inspection, and,
Right.
so, I mean, that is definitely something that has been addressed and taken care of, as far as I can tell.
But they wanted,
But I mean, I am on the I am right there with you. I mean, if you're not putting forth an effort to try to contribute back to our town to make sure your building is safe, to have the general public come in and shop,
yeah,
then that makes it a challenge. Now, we're not saying that, or, pardon me, I'm not saying that, we don't want to have businesses here, but we definitely have to have businesses that are safe for public community. And I hate to just do a red blanket, shut it down, and there's no reason why grown people should put us in this predicament. Grown adults should not put other grown adults in this predicament.
well, I will say that the land use development code specifically says the policing of all this stuff has been left to us,
Yeah,
this three-member board.
yeah.
So,
Okay, so with that said,
Please help, yes.
our commercial building inspector
Yes.
is out of town.
Oh, fun. So even if we,
So I'm headed out of town tomorrow. So whatever you decide to do will have to be through the municipal officer. Will have to be done through the municipal officer. Phone calls will have to be made. I won't have any documentation to support
oh,
that. I'm just,
No,
yeah, I'm
that
not, and I'm
makes
not trying to
sense.
dissuade
No.
you or anything like that. But Yeah.
So what else do we, if I don't recall, I don't have all the notes written down on what exactly he's got going on. They didn't remove a wall, it was just a temporary
They did remove a wall in it, but it wasn't a structural wall.
Wasn't a load-bearing wall, that's
Wasn't a
right.
load-bearing wall.
Yeah.
They do have the proper licensing, and I think that the final issue was the hood and fire suppression systems. That's,
And it was also, having a proper plot plan that we could
Yeah, a
actually
site
see
plan,
that that
a
gas
nicer
propane
site
tank
plan,
was
yeah.
actually
A better site plan.
was on 10 feet.
Which is what I assisted with.
No, but that's not your job.
Right.
His job is to bring the documentation to say, here's the sheet, we shot all these corners, here's where the propane tank is.
We did get some documentation from the propane company,
Yeah.
and that was given to Steve.
I'm just surprised we're not getting it from the building's owner.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who is the owner of that building now? I forget.
Sally Ruttenberg.
Is the owner properly aware of the shenanigans that have been going on?
I think her son took over to manage it.
Her son took over the management.
Okay, is her son properly aware of the shenanigans?
I've talked to him from the beginning. I don't believe he's been caught up to speed. As of recently, he is not on site.
I wonder if we should send him a letter.
I'm thinking the same thing. So here's what I'm gonna suggest maybe. Well, not maybe, this is what I'm kinda thinking. What if we, send a letter to the property owner stating the issue with the hood? And have our code enforcer go and visit with them and tell them if they don't have this done by the next meeting, they are getting a red tag. Because we can't do anything if our building inspector's not there. Even if they're like, oh crap, let me get this done, we can't expect them to shut down for 2 weeks until our building is, I don't know how long our building is, our code, or.
He won't be back until the 10th.
Yeah.
I think
Your next
Yeah.
meeting's the
we
11th.
all have to go there.
I've been there. I went a week ago.
But I mean, I think we all have to, if we're gonna do this, we all go.
Yeah.
And just say,
It's just,
I don't know,
no, I agree. I mean, you're a part of our town. You want to have business in our town. We want you to be here, but you have got to want to be here. You have to put forth at least some sort of an effort. It just sucks. And I hate to just say, shut it down, but we can't, I don't know if we can legally shut somebody down because they can't, even if they get everything fixed, we don't have anybody here to inspect it until after the 10th. What do you guys think?
I'm staying quiet for a reason. 'Cause I don't
I'm,
like any of this. I don't like any of this. It sets a bad precedence for businesses in our community.
I guess hindsight is we should have shut it down right off the bat.
Bingo. 100%.
yep.
Okay, so
Come up with a solution.
you want to look at the commercial hood, you want to have documentation on the commercial hood. What do you want on that hood?
I think the only way you're gonna be able to look at that hood is by inspecting it. It needs to be inspected to see if it meets code. I think that you're gonna need to show me the plot line of that corner to make sure that that propane tank is 10
Okay,
feet.
so that's the second. So inspect the hood is number one. Number two is,
Property line.
okay, what
So,
else?
may I ask, the hood that's being used, if it's not inspected properly, or if it's not the correct hood, the concern is that the exhaust would not vent out of the building and cause carbon monoxide? I don't understand the hood issue here. What is the hood issue?
the
The oil
grilling
and the grilling,
place
the oil
has to all be contained,
contained, and that
Underneath
without the right
the hood.
hood, it splats off and.
could
Cause a
cause a fire.
and
Okay.
That
helps, okay. So it's just like an exhaust hood, is basically all it is, right?
it has to go over the grill. It wasn't wide enough.
But it is like an exhaust hood, right?
Correct.
Okay, okay. And we don't know if he replaced the hood, but the grill hasn't.
He said
gotten
he
any
did
bigger.
not replace the hood. He did not do anything to the hood. He did not make any changes to that hood whatsoever.
And the grill, you said the grill's not any different? It's the same size grill?
That's what he told
It's a
me.
huge grill, huge.
Is it the same grill that was in there before when he took it
Yeah.
over?
That's what they tell me.
Okay. So then,
I think that that hood belongs to the homeowner, to the owner, and he deserves a letter. And until he's notified and you get some letter back saying that he has been notified and he can come here and say,
Move forward.
it's okay.
I think that's what we need.
So our concern is that.
And what you want your letter to say?
I want the letter to say-
I want you to, issue's been identified.
Issues have been
and-
identified with your hood and through the entire permitting process of your building. And we're holding you responsible.
Those are the only things that we have left to deal with? Is that correct?
It is.
Okay,
They do have the proper licensing.
yeah, okay.
And
So
he's trying to
that
get
kind-
and he's trying to get a liquor license.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna adjust this a little bit. If the hood is not changed, if the grill is not changed, and it met the specifications from the previous company that was there, and if we can ensure that that hood and the grill is all still up to code, which is what our inspector will figure out when he gets back from out of town, right? Is that what I'm to
Yeah,
understand?
because I spoke with the fire chief and he was still concerned because there was not, the hood is not proper for that grill. And the hood
Okay.
and fire suppression systems are an issue for them, for
Okay.
that code.
Okay, I was not aware of that, thank you. I mean, it's a fire danger.
It is,
That's the whole point.
that's the whole
That's the
building
whole
get burned
point.
down.
And there's
Did you
people
talk
that
to
else-
Alan or did you talk to Mike?
I talked to Mike and I talked to Drew Hatterley,
Who's he?
county. He works with
For Lincoln County?
Alan. He works with Alan. And I believe Alan was in there and he did go in initially.
Alan's been there a couple of times.
Yeah, that's not safe.
And if you take
They
a close
put
look
us
at
in
that
a hard
yeah, if
spot.
you take a look at that building, when you have
Oh.
a situation like that.
It is an old building.
That is, if that isn't the biggest red flag I've ever seen in my
Yeah,
life, I don't
it's
know
an
what
old
is.
building, it's been so many
I think they
years.
want to build some habitable space above it too.
Yeah, I heard that as well.
So, it's a fire hazard.
It is,
Yeah,
bottom line.
100%.
Bottom line.
I am on board with sending the owner of the property a letter stating, that the hood and the grill are a fire hazard, and we have imminent concern on what could happen. And we're not doing it to be butt heads or anything along those lines,
It's a
just-
huge
It's
grill.
a safety concern as far as our town and welfare. There are people who live behind that. And as Ms. Sue stated just a minute ago, that building is old. It's been in here in town
It
forever.
looks like it's going to fall down at any moment.
So what's your justification for addressing that?
Health and safety, I would
Safety.
assume, and fire safety, I would assume, is that not?
So, again,
Okay.
It would be,
what are you gonna cite on that?
well, then we have to,
Oh,
what you're asking
Uh-huh.
is,
Well, if the
I'll get-
fire chief
I'll
has,
get back to you. But I would bet that the fire chief has already, issued his recommendation as as to what needs to be done.
Okay, so just, because there's people in the back of the building,
Correct.
and nothing's been
Yeah.
changed to the back of the building.
There's no
Again,
area separation between the habitable space and that restaurant. And code right now has, there needs to be 4 layers of drywall.
okay, but, so,
I mean, could be, it's probably not in here.
It's gonna be
It's
in the
probably in
IUDC.
the IBC.
Both?
It would be, I don't think you're gonna get it in here.
no, that's what
It's
that's what
gonna
I'm
be
getting
a-
at.
It'll have to be a code piece, and that's where you need Rob.
Okay,
he's-
but
he's-
again, we're not inspecting those back habitable spaces. Granted, it
No.
is an older building,
You're inspecting the space that
this,
they're in.
the current space that they're in.
And if they're gonna continue to have that business with habitable space above it
And behind it?
and behind it, it's gotta be.
But it's existing.
Correct, but if he would've had the permit and we would've told him, this is what needs to get done.
Okay, so again,
His-
what code am I referencing?
It's
The
fire
IRC?
code, it's the fire code. And it could be
Well, I think you just
IRC,
need to shut
IBC.
them down then. Because,
I mean, yeah, if there's a fire between now and,
It will, that's how fast it'll go up, that whole building.
well, and I'm not,
I-
I'm
I
not
mean-
disputing that.
right,
No.
But it's
If I were,
not,
if I were living there, I would be a wreck.
I think that Mike, our fire marshal, can probably help us on the containment piece of the hood.
what if we,
But Rob is gonna have to deal with the fire worthiness of the room as it's connected to all the other rooms.
what if we just tell them that they absolutely cannot use the hood and the grill until they get everything together as far as making sure that's up to code and safe for the health and safety? Is that something that we can address? And that way we don't have to shut the whole, because that's a big problem. We don't have to shut the whole business down, but we respect the fact that they have a business, but can we just shut down them using their grill and the hood? Is that something that we're?
as long as you can find the citation that
Yeah, it's,
that's the
Okay.
piece.
I'll tell you what, let's do this.
Yes, sir, talk to me. I was just gonna.
I make a motion that we table this the next time, and I will do homework and lead up, and I will have all of those pieces for you guys. We're here in 2 weeks,
Yeah.
right? Okay. Okay, no fire. I'll have everything here.
Do you see where I'm
No, I
going? We
totally
need
do.
to have,
We have to have,
I totally-
you know,
statutes.
I realize it's an old building. It's, I mean, 1970 is
Yeah.
pretty old, and it was at best constructed to
Yeah,
minimal
Minimal
standards.
standards.
And so, we didn't adopt the code for the existing buildings,
We didn't
And-
get a permit.
and, okay, he didn't get a permit, but the hood is what we're trying to address. And the hood is on an exterior wall, but yes, it does have the potential. I just think as a board, we need to get our IBC,
That's, I
That
just,
makes
I gotta
sense.
get into it.
Yeah.
I already know what the hood says. Because we put enough of those in.
we just need to get state statutes, so it's not like we're just
But
picking on
it's,
somebody
a
for
lot
no
of that
no
is,
good reason. I
a
understand
lot
that.
of it's fire. Does it have its own compression? Does it, has it been tested? So it does extend.
So, and
I mean, right now,
is it a change in occupancy?
yes,
And it was business before
there's a business without
with a donut shop, shall we say,
counter sales.
but it had the
And it used to be a pizza
frying
place.
apparatus. Okay, but that's, we can only go back to the last
Oh,
previous
okay,
one.
pardon me.
So, I just want to make sure that we're documented properly for when the property owner,
Show us your last testing of that grill. It's not our responsibility, that's theirs.
what kind of testing?
The fire marshal comes in to test the viability of the sprinkler system. It's all compression stuff, it's all foam. Is it under pressure? Does it meet, is it leaking? But it's also the surround of it all, you know, behind any grill now, it's all, you know, everything's steel, stainless, nothing can burn in a kitchen. There's I mean, the codes are very strong on, and if you're gonna put habitable space above, man, I don't think that'll ever happen there, personally.
I don't think it's.
I don't think the
that
codes can allow
I don't think
that
so.
with that building. You would never risk it.
I thought
That's
there
the
already
whole
was a
problem about not being able to say, hey, we want to permit this, tell us what you want to do. Hey, you need a,
She okay?
Yep,
Yeah.
she's just throwing things outside, it's okay.
Okay.
you know, we would have been able to tell him, hey, you're gonna have to have double layers of sheetrock before you get to this. We couldn't tell them to do it on the other side, but you could at least do it on that side. That's not that's a code.
But we still have to have the state statutes, that's what it comes down to.
Correct. I mean, it's all code. It'll be national code.
Yeah, it
A lot
will
of
be
it-
state statutes,
Oh,
it'll be
sorry.
it'll be fire code,
It'll
it'll
be
be
fire.
Fire statute.
IBC, you know,
IBC.
whatever.
Okay,
Yeah, I just got, I don't know
It
them
re-
off the top of my head, but I know what you need. You need
Section
chapter-
R dash
chapter,
two
verse,
dash 503.
chapter, verse,
five.
Yeah,
and-
exactly.
and flavor and say, here are your penalties. And that's what it's gonna take. And I don't have that in front of me. I wasn't prepared to do all that, and I can still do that for you, but it's.
Dan and I appreciate
So
the
wait,
fact that
so-
you can comb through that book and understand those.
So
shenanigans.
my question is, the hood is an issue, the size of the grill is an issue, but we don't even know if that wall was enforced properly. That's also a concern, which I didn't even think of.
Well,
The exterior wall is where the grill is?
Interior, the grill between the grill and residence.
I mean, is it sheetrock? What is it? I haven't looked at it. I haven't even gone in there. I used to buy donuts
I
from
mean,
the
I went in
drive-thru.
there, but I wouldn't have, I just
I
noticed.
thought that was the storage room.
I don't know.
The storage room,
I don't have a plan of the building.
and then the residence is on the backside. On that backside.
So what's in that storage room?
The old grill and hood.
Too bad, fuel to the fire.
And this is.
And the
one
change
the-
of occupancy, okay, so I just wanna,
How do you mean?
there's
the
no
change?
no change in occupancy of that, and there's been living above, and that has not changed. So do you see where I'm,
Correct. Thus,
thus
all
the
the
permit?
extinguishers on that hood all need to be proper. But because it wasn't permitted, you didn't go in and tell them everything they needed to do. That's the problem I had with it.
But Mike, not Mike, Alan was in there, so he had to have clarified all this.
Has he given it to you?
Nothing in writing.
That's where I would start there. We'll-
Maybe he went in the last time and it was done properly.
Well,
We
I
don't
know
know,
he's
though.
been there twice.
And his requirement's not to come to the building or planning or anything, he just says, yeah,
Yeah.
that's that. He doesn't have, there's no, there's nothing that tells him he's gotta come here and tell us. It's just gonna let it go. I will have all of the scripture and
Okay,
verse
so
for you
we'll
when you
table
come
it.
back, and we'll table it again.
Okay.
But at that point,
If they're not here, this isn't gonna be, yeah.
if
I
it's,
mean, this
we
is.
have to do
we
I
don't
can
have a
only
choice.
request so
Yeah,
much,
I
you
know,
know?
oh,
I
I'm
mean,
not yelling at you, hon, I'm sorry.
You know.
Don't take that in
Guys,
seriously.
No, I'm just saying.
I
take it all of
I'm taking it right.
I mean, yeah,
October, November,
All
December,
right.
January, February, March, April, May, June, it's 8 months. That's big. 8 months they've been.
From the beginning.
okay, so,
It's gotta happen. Because now we're here, right? And it's like a tug of war with our soul. It's like,
yeah,
oh, nothing will happen. And
Yeah.
okay.
we're not flying right. We're flying a little squampy.
I'll entertain a motion to table this again.
It's already on the
Okay.
tabled items.
I have a
list there.
motion, so we're good? We
We're
can just
good.
keep it
It's just
tabled? We
gonna
don't-
see,
We're gonna keep
just
it
continue
continue
singing
that,
along.
yeah.
All right. Moving on. Discussion. A single-family residential structure, zoning map review, public comments and or concern.
Right.
Mr. Brinza, Adrian is here. And he wanted to kind of meet with you fine individuals regarding a project that he's got going on.
This is lot 40 Astor Loop.
Yeah,
Yes.
come on up, have a seat.
Sorry, I know they came in late, but
It's okay.
waiting on HOA, then waiting on the bank, now we're kinda in a.
Now you're waiting on us?
Now you're waiting on us.
Well, no, there's no pressure on you by any means, but, being upfront, basically, if this process gets, the more we lose our framers basically, indefinite, so that's
Yep.
why.
It's a big house.
It's not built yet, but hopefully.
So we're looking at,
It's 36,
Oh.
3,600 and then
Oh, I have to go over
1,000, almost 1,000-foot garage.
okay, so we're looking at the zoning map review, public comments.
Yeah, so this is, it's right over here on this, so
Oh,
our
I
house
see.
is
Oh, yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah, okay,
That's
exactly.
this.
Dan,
right
you live
next
in the subdivision, don't you?
Yeah, right
Isn't
next to
that-
Travis's house.
Exactly, that's right next door. Okay. Okay.
So,
I mean, has everything?
are you waiting, you're waiting on homeowners?
No, it's all approved.
It's
The
approved by
homeowners
the
approved
homeowners?
it?
It was approved on the 14th when you had
Alright.
the previous meeting, so.
Okay, so
We
then
need,
what are
we need,
doing?
we need her.
Oh, yes, Mr.
The
I think
letter,
there's-
So
the
what's
letter
the
should be in the
issue with
packet.
this?
This,
If the
he
HOA approved
met, he didn't come in time
Oh,
for, so he's here to
Okay.
introduce himself.
okay.
And, did I get that correct?
Yeah.
HOA approved his,
Yeah. I mean, it's-
HOA has approved it, but a plan review by our residential building inspector has not been completed.
oh, okay.
And when's
So
that
we
gonna
have to.
happen?
Pardon?
When is that?
It's a
By the next
big-
meeting.
Yeah, that's a big.
So the plans are supposed to be in by a specific date, and they weren't in by that specific date. And so he can't complete he didn't have enough time to complete his plan review.
That makes sense.
So I see that your sewer and water are gonna go underneath the drive.
Correct, so the driveway will be, actually, the sewer will be on the driveway, and then another
So
10
water line.
feet.
These are backwards, so this
That's
line
sewer?
should be sewer, and this line should be
Correct.
water.
And then they're 10 feet apart from the border of my property.
Just make sure you're insulated.
Yeah, especially on driveway. Yeah.
Sand,
Don't
Blue
make that
board.
mistake. Blue
Yeah.
board.
Blue board,
board.
yeah,
and pea gravel, blue
Yes.
board,
100%.
like more than little,
Yes,
Okay,
more.
or it will freeze.
no,
You'll, one day, you
Yeah.
might not have to rip up your driveway. Then there's the other way, you can rip up your driveway in the
Yeah.
middle of winter,
Yeah, it's not fun.
okay.
so. Yeah, it's a nice house.
It's gonna be really nice house.
Dad, those plans are slipping off. I don't want to go
Oh.
off the
Man down,
deal.
man down.
Take her out.
All right,
So we're just waiting for Dan to get.
We're gonna wait for the plan review, so we're gonna.
Okay, can you flip that back open to the, to that site plan, please?
yes. Site plan.
Okay, so what I'd like for him to, that's okay. This is my site, so you would be amazed at what I do with my site.
All right.
I would like for him to identify where his culvert's gonna be over there on Astor Loop. And I'd also like to see him identify his snow storage.
Because this is center of road, there's,
Hey,
there's a culvert.
did I miss that? I thought I draw the snow storage in all of them.
I don't see.
There should be 3 sets of plans, so I identify the snow storage right there on the side of the driveway.
Here you go,
I thought I
go to
actually-
town.
Maybe I just missed it on this one, but
Sure.
maybe I just did it on the,
And how much snow storage is that?
You get, so, what,
Basically-
she wants you to calculate the square footage of your drive
okay,
and take 20%.
For snow storage.
okay,
That's your snow storage. That's a number that should be on there,
okay,
okay? And because you're in Alpine Meadows, you've also heard, I think your vault is here.
yes,
So, I'm sorry, it's here. We want to know where propane, do you want to use propane? Are you gonna use?
yes.
Okay, so you want to locate that and mark it on your plan,
Okay,
okay?
yeah, I have the Fall River sent me the plan map of the connections where they are.
And then where the culvert is as well, Ms.
Correct.
Christine said.
Yeah, I do have that I presented to HOA. I didn't
Okay.
know you need it as well, so I
Okay, yeah.
can put that in there. Actually, since the plans are staying,
I did see that.
That was the
are the
wind.
plans staying here or they go back to me?
Ms. Christine.
One set goes back with you.
Okay. So I'll put it on that one, the culvert pipe?
No, you're gonna put it on the one that stays here.
Okay.
You're gonna put it on all of them.
You're gonna put it all, but what she's gonna say is, you're gonna bring her a new site plan drawing, and she can rip this one out.
Just
Yeah.
a regular piece of paper? Okay.
A regular piece of paper, is that okay with you,
No, no,
Christine?
no, no,
I don't want it
It
this
has to
size.
be,
it's going on
it
here.
has to be on that piece.
Can I do it right now?
No,
No?
you're, where's your gas line, and where's your culvert? And what's the square footage of this, and what's the number for here?
And while
That
you're
all
at
has to be on here.
While you're at it, flip-flop it. Flip-flop the water.
Does that make sense?
Ideally, I want it on this size of paper.
That's what the architect printed them on.
I know, I get it.
Can't tell the architect
He had,
what
he
kind
had,
of
he
paper
had
or how
the,
to
he
do
had
the
the
job.
same
I
issue.
have problems with architects all the time.
I hope this is the last time I deal with them.
So those
And
are
it's
the,
never their fault.
so Dan, is that your only concern?
Yeah, those 3 things. I mean, I understand what Christine's asking for. It's the propane line,
Yeah,
the culvert line, and
snow storage.
flip-flopping the sewer water, and then coming up with the
And
square
snow
footage of the drive. And then he's gotta say, it's 20% of that driveway square footage is X. So, you know,
Does that make sense, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Do you need a
Christine,
pen
do
or
I need
pencil?
anything else there?
Which
I
after?
think I got that
Looking
all.
to see if you have a line, so I can calculate this.
Oh, ruler?
If you do have one. if not,
I d-
we can-
Miss Christine, do you have a ruler
She
close by?
does.
Oh, she
I
does.
do.
Dan apparently knows right where her stuff is. Is that good for you, Miss Christine?
Just
The house is gonna be
looking
gorgeous.
Thank you.
over my notes. Did you find it?
Oh, I did. It was white like the other thing in there, so I didn't quite see it right away.
Oh, I
There's a-
think there's a
there's a red
clipboard
one in there.
underneath there, hon, if that messes with your program.
Did you want those lines drawn a little bit better on that building envelope?
The, these dotted lines for the setbacks, I mean, you have it dimensioned here, but like with Alpine Meadows, if you delineate in dotted line where your setbacks are, like you did on the back, you know, everything is straight. All of these are dotted lines to the setback, so we can identify to make sure. Here, I'll show you. Let me come on.
So what the architect did, these lines represent the setbacks,
setback,
the
correct.
15, the 20. And then the house dotted lines, that's actually the footing,
Yeah, and here,
that's the driveway.
that's your setback right there, right?
Yes.
So, that's your overhang.
Yes,
Where's your foundation line?
that one. This is the foundation.
Okay, so you went right to it, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so that's what he shows here. There's basically another just half foot between the
Setback and
setback
foundation.
and the foundation.
Okay, okay.
Is that all you're looking for?
Yeah, so, I mean, it's delineated, usually we'll make it really bright, but, you know.
The setbacks were the property.
Yeah, the setbacks.
The setbacks.
The setbacks.
Yeah, I can do that.
But, I mean, you know, it's gonna take you some considerable time to make all of this square footage for this. That's why I'm saying, you should really take this, bring it back, and have all of this stuff reworked, so it doesn't say water and sewer, it says sewer and water. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, I can take this back.
You just, and I don't think you have to take it with you, just bring the new set of drawings with you,
Or that,
and all the numbers are there.
He's saying two things at once, isn't he?
But I'll take this one because I don't have access to a printer like this.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna take that one?
Christine's got one for you.
Because I wrote all over that one.
Thanks.
That's my working one.
And if we get Dan, if we get Dan to do his thing in 2 weeks, I can't,
Yeah,
I don't
see any
see-
reason
we
why
don't
we
have-
can't continue.
you have homeowner approval,
So-
and you could get those drawings to
I
Christine,
need you to sign it.
and,
So, I do have a question. I understand, this, but we being already basically delayed 4 weeks, and this will be putting us back another 6 weeks. What can I
Only-
do? Well, not you, I'm not
Oh, it's
throwing
like,
blames.
no,
I'm
no, you're
just
good.
saying, in general, where we are right now.
Because our next meeting is June 11th.
But I'm wondering, is there, I was reading something, I'm not sure if that applies to residential home building or not. Are there special meeting fees that we can pay to expedite this process or not?
Oh, no, we absolutely have got to get, approval from from Dan first before we can even continue.
yeah,
on.
we're.
And it doesn't matter if you want to throw hundreds of thousands of dollars. We've got to get his approval first. And once we get his approval at our next meeting on June 11th, then, I mean, it's not going to be another 4 weeks by any means. And as long as we have all of this stuff in line, I don't see any reason, like Dan stated, that we can't move
Yeah.
forward. I know it's a couple weeks, I assume. Is that correct, Ms. Christine?
Yes.
So I'm sorry, we're going to have to push you off another couple weeks, hon.
Okay, well, yeah, it is what it is.
It won't be another 4 weeks or 6
We're here
weeks.
on the 28th,
Yeah,
right?
that's,
yes, ma'am.
it's
June
2
11th.
weeks, it's 2
It's
weeks.
just 2 weeks, yeah.
Basically,
weeks
it's
from-
just
Yeah, 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I'm sorry, I know you're struggling with your framers and all that good jazz. We do apologize, it is
It's
a
not your
bit of a
fault,
challenge,
that's fine.
especially in our little neck of the woods, trying to get things done.
It is what it is. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. We move
It'll
on.
I have a
It'll
shirt
happen.
like that. is what it is.
Oh, I was like,
Okay, thank
Are we all
you.
set?
Yeah.
I think so, yes, sir. Thank you, sir. All right, we're gonna move right along. Do we
love
need
it.
to table this
I
right
love it.
now, or are we good? 'Cause
No,
we
this is
can't do
on a
anything.
discussion item.
Discussion, okay,
That's why it was put on a discussion item.
perfect. Planning and zoning correspondence, concerns from commissioners.
No, go up one, honey.
Oh,
Yeah.
up one? Oh, I thought we
Wait, we
just,
need public comments, isn't that where we're at?
oh, I thought I apologize. Do we have public comments for Brian's house? Or Adrian's house?
No, we
No,
don't
your
have-
zoning map.
Your
Oh,
zoning.
I thought that was all
map
for his
review.
stuff. I
Oh,
apologize.
no. Oh, no.
I really thought that was just
Did
all
we
for
get
his
a zoning
shenanigans. I
map review?
apologize, folks. I'm so sorry.
Oh, zoning.
Just-
Oh, this is what we were
Is
talking
this
about
what
at the town council
Jorgensen
meeting.
brought to us? Is this the wink wink, Jorgensen? Wow.
Okay, so we have two maps we're looking at.
Yes.
We're gonna write all over them.
Oh.
Okay? This is a build-out status, technically, and this is the actual zoning map. Okay? So,
Those little
I'm going on that side
look
of
at
the
those
table.
little boxes.
Wow.
So I have, 2 copies.
Can I have one?
You certainly can.
Thank you.
I'm gonna take one and I'm gonna write all over mine as to what we have.
And all this is already, this shows what's annexed into our town is the, right, town of Alpine. Okay.
But didn't we annex in something over
Nope, right here.
Horseshoe?
Yeah, we just annexed that
That
one.
Tell
one.
me
We
about-
had the second approval on,
Let's see. Well, we have, there is no, it's not in until they get a third reading.
right,
So
yeah.
it's not
No,
marked.
I thought
What
it
are we
was-
talking about?
Dead horse.
Dead horse.
I already had third reading.
No, the other one, the,
But it should, why isn't
Alpine
it?
Lakes, is that one?
Oh, they haven't even read anything in
Okay.
that yet. But yes, I'm gonna incorporate that in.
Are you gonna incorporate that in?
I am, yes. We're gonna do it.
All right.
Nice.
I guess
You're confused? Go ahead.
I'm looking at what's vacant land, what's commercial, what's exempt.
Exempt is government land apparently that doesn't pay any property taxes.
That would be all,
Parks?
Look at this green right here.
Yeah, all the parks and stuff.
Not, well, they're not parks, it's just town-owned properties.
Oh.
so the exempt is the hospital, anything that is,
Oh, there's a little park there. Oh, that's where
That's
the water
Forest
building
Service
is,
property.
but it's also green.
It's Forest Service property.
Oh, okay, sorry, pardon me.
wow.
Sorry, boss.
So like there's a couple of items. So you see the green right there where Ferry Peak Park is? That has been combined.
Yeah,
So that needs to be identified as all one.
yeah.
Then this is the town property, church property, town property,
That's all the
town
exempt.
property. So this one is different than this one. They're identifying different colors
Correct.
here. So they're identifying commercial as pink and vacant residential land as the light blue. Like this should be,
L1 MRC.
this should be a different color.
What's
Oh,
PDF?
now that's a different color.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
What's PDF? Plan,
Where are you looking at?
on this one?
The
PDF.
yellow. This,
Public, community and facilities. That's more town-owned property. So their color scheme's not very good.
here and here.
Yeah.
So like this,
Yeah,
it's supposed to be PFC,
uh-huh,
but they have it as a different,
PDF they wrote.
yeah.
Holy smokes.
What?
So the dotted line,
Is, future annexation.
No, that
Isn't it?
is,
That is annexed.
they.
It is
this
annexation.
So this is the part, this is how they got to this, right? This is how they got,
To that.
so they can't go any farther until every bit of this is done.
What do you mean they can't go any farther?
Because it's not contiguous.
Oh, good point.
They can't go any farther unless
Well,
they do the highway.
wow,
Yeah.
yeah, I can't wait to see what that looks like. Okay, so what's our plan with these? We want to go through?
So we got them,
Yep.
and,
Well,
I
we
think
can-
what we're looking, I think,
Is there any rezoning happening here?
no.
Not
You
yet.
mean on the part of the town of Alpine? Not that
Well,
I've been,
actually, that's not true. Commercially,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that, we don't know, like Dead Horse, you know there's gonna be residential in the back, and you know it's gonna be.
commercial in front.
Commercial in
Oh,
front.
That's right.
So, you're kind of, you don't know.
Yeah.
That's why I think they gave us this one, to kind of put on here what we think would go good.
But this is also what's already been built too. Everything here, like the purple,
Uh-huh.
is all, anything purple
Has
is,
a house on it.
is got a, is.
Got
is
a building
built
on it, something, yeah.
Exactly. All the red
It's colorblind.
commercial stuff is all got stuff on it.
Right. Does it already?
Yeah, so everything, like, all of these pieces right around through here, you got, this is all commercial, this is all commercial, there's the, that's not Brolem's, but, see, Brolem's is here,
Yes.
so anything pink, and they don't have,
KJ's and Brolem's.
and they don't have any of this. Up here, wasn't that Dead Horse? Which one is,
No, Dead Horse.
Dead Horse is way up.
no, what's the
Yonder.
subdivision right
Oh,
down?
Snake River Junction,
Snake River Junction.
okay.
Isn't that, that's already been plotted and gone through, hasn't it?
It's already been platted, yeah.
So there's all sorts of activity. There's apartment buildings, all sorts of stuff is all.
But that is not in our
It's not
incorporated boundaries.
annexed.
But, you're right, that needs to be identified
It needs to be identified
Here.
as color.
as
Yeah.
as a different color, because that's
I see
in
what
our
you're saying.
service area.
Correct.
So these are incomplete, is what we're saying.
So that's why they've been given to us,
Uh-huh.
to go ahead and try to complete them.
Oh, well, that sounds like a wonderful chore. Color time.
And so the, what do you call her?
Oh, that guy.
That guy,
Uh-huh,
he needs to, his dotted line needs to come around.
uh-huh.
So what I'm gonna do,
Excuse me, say that again?
this guy,
Remember?
these guys is best friends.
I know, no, but he's not, he's,
They're
he,
great people.
he hasn't,
Yeah.
he hasn't annexed.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, he has. I remember that.
He annexed?
Uh-huh.
Must have been before my time, then.
Uh-huh.
Well, that's fantastic. We get to determine what it is.
He's already annexed in as MRC.
Hence
Hence
the
the,
uproar.
yeah.
Yeah, get on
Okay.
up here, Juan.
What
He
did
can
you say
come
they're
up.
gonna do?
Right
This-
there.
This should
This,
be,
this is, I have to color code.
see, this isn't
It's
complete,
gotta be, it needs
because
a color.
this was annexed in.
Yeah. And the big issue is their only access is through the old highway and down
Uh-huh.
these neighborhoods, right?
It,
Yeah,
if you
it's-
drive it, it
it's-
doesn't even
it's
make
through
sense
this
for a
one.
minute.
No,
Yeah.
it's through this one right here.
Mm-hmm.
This, and then this continues on down here with
Yeah,
an
then he's
easement.
gotta come
And
up.
then that easement goes in through
Correct.
here. Is it Cabin, Cabin Lake Drive, I think it's called? Yeah,
Yeah, 500 people making that a day.
Yeah.
And that's where, you know, just imagine when they come and they make it out on the 100 and they come to the highway.
Well,
It's gonna be a long line of people.
Yeah.
That's what I'm afraid of, is those people who are now gonna skirt and go right into Alpine
Yep,
Meadows.
yep,
and-
then they will,
And jam
big
us
time,
up.
big time.
And that's where the dispute came. It's
But
like,
how are they gonna get to their property? I know there's a will, there's a way, I get it.
Sure, they came and asked if somebody would sell them a piece of Alpine Meadows
And
property,
they said no.
and we said no. But they could always still buy it. Couldn't they?
Could they? Yes, they could.
Money
Money
talks.
Yeah, but isn't that on the, I thought the piece of property that had the possible right-of-way is
Yes.
the lot that Adrian's building on.
it's the one next to,
No, it's the one next door to him.
Next to Adrian.
He's next to him.
it's the one that Sweetgrass goes.
Isn't Adrian right?
He's right next to,
Adrian.
right next to
Adrian's
it.
right here.
That one.
That's 40.
And
This
I
is
wanna
the-
say, this is where the easement is.
And this is the lot right there.
Yeah.
So it's
this-
two lots from him. It's the
Yeah.
one that butts right in, this is Sweetgrass, and Sweetgrass goes right into that.
Yeah.
But,
And there's a water line
Lutz.
easement. You guys know all that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
yeah,
So
Lutz,
that's how they are
their,
supposedly gonna get water.
their last name is Lutz, and they committed to the neighborhood that they
Last
did
name
not
was
sell.
what?
Lutz, like the old mayor?
Yeah, it
I
is,
thought-
it is,
Right,
the
yeah.
family.
Oh, it is?
And they're friends, that guy and the Lutzes.
Yeah.
That's how they got it. This is why we have to update
Yeah.
that thing,
Yep,
What thing, the book or the
the book.
map? Yeah.
the-
I know.
yep.
And if somebody doesn't wanna play, you're gonna end up with, I just don't see that being the place for it.
Oh, 100%.
I don't see it.
No way. Agreed.
Okay, so the first thing
Anyway, yeah.
that
thank
we're
you.
gonna work
So
on,
what's our job at this point?
the first thing
Color.
is, I get to color. I am gonna work on the actual zoning that we have in place for the town, for the incorporated boundaries of the town. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at this as a whole and look at it as,
A master
okay,
plan?
is this guy gonna annex?
Yeah.
Okay, what would, which is the port of entry?
That's the
which
port
is
entry,
not-
that's
Okay,
highway.
but that was not a good example, but,
Yeah.
okay, let's
No,
just say.
but it is.
Okay, what would his, what's the word I'm looking for? Surrounding, what would warrant his annexation zoning?
It would probably be commercial,
Yeah,
because
Well, and- but
commercial's
isn't-
gonna be at the border, I mean.
But that's the master plan we're all waiting for. What
This-
is it going to look like? Like all this?
We're gonna determine that.
I mean, that needs, in my opinion,
that's already town property.
yeah.
But that's
So
what
I
we
guess
do.
I'm not sure what you're.
So as, a-
Well, what I'm thinking is, in terms of the master plan of this community, what does that look like in 20 years?
well, they just brought this piece of property in for annexation right
Yep,
now.
Yep,
This and,
yep.
you know,
It's-
not,
it's
it's
this-
this, no, it's this.
No, it's this section and then over
Yeah.
here.
Exactly. And,
So I'd like to focus on this first,
Okay,
and then
okay.
tackle the broader,
Okay.
bigger picture.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna email Kevin
We should sit with him.
and
Can we?
ask him if he could email me a smaller
Mm.
one. That way,
Mm-hmm.
I can maybe print it up on the 11 by 17s.
Mm-hmm.
And that way you guys can have it,
Yeah.
and you can write all over. Or you,
is this, was this, in your mind, was this, R2? Or,
that was brought in as MRC.
yep,
Oh, but it says commercial.
but it's got nothing,
There's no commercial.
it's just,
Well, it's got a little sales office there.
well,
I know. It was,
I got
I
it,
can only tell you what I know.
I get it, I get it.
Uh-huh.
Hey, that's mine.
So
That's
this was also brought in as MRC,
Correct.
okay? That's a proposed townhome complex. this, where am I? This was brought in as MRC,
Yeah.
and now a lot split has been completed.
So are these?
So this
one,
is
two,
specific,
three?
no, those are not. Those are not in our boundaries. So in order to comply with that AVR HOA, this lot split would had to be completed because you can't have, from what I understand, in the CCNRs, you can't have two separate uses, if that makes any sense. So,
That's why he-
I thought all of this was divorce.
No,
This
it's
element.
behind,
just
it's this.
this,
Yeah, because the telephone lines
the
are,
telephone line, that's correct.
or the, whatever,
Oh, that's
electric
right,
power
that's
lines are
I know
right
what
there.
it
Yeah.
is. That's
Yeah.
those cabins.
Those are those little cabins,
Cabins,
those
cabins,
chalets or
yeah,
whatever you want.
Yeah.
So it's this and this. Thank you.
Right, the L
I'm looking
shape.
at it like.
Yeah, and
oh,
so this is commercial, this is residential,
Correct.
multi.
But it's all MRC, but the plan is somehow some type of commercial here, and then some type of
Residential there.
R2 residential over here, is what I hear. Until I see plans, I don't.
Well, speaking, all of a sudden, boom.
That's awesome, though.
Yeah,
It is,
It is.
finally, something happened really quick.
Well, it's been,
It's been, yeah, a long time, I'm sure.
Okay,
Thank you.
so if somebody wants to take one of those,
I'm gonna take.
Dan.
they can, oh, damn me. And then
Dan,
this
take
is
it.
mine that I'm gonna look at.
Hands off.
Oh, yeah, hands off,
Yes,
Billy.
ma'am.
And then
Thank you.
I hope to have something for you by the next meeting.
okay.
I'll be back the day before the meeting. Oh, excuse me, sorry.
Can we expedite? I love that. That was classic. What can I do?
Probably wait until the lights are off.
Hope that's saying a word. I just think it was fun. The exchange was good. Thank you. Thank you.
Hopefully I handled that appropriately.
You did great.
And then maybe,
Oh,
once we get this done and we go look at the future annexations, we can have input.
excuse me.
Does the county have to approve, considering they're gonna be running all those cars down?
You mean, does,
Oh, like a traffic study?
Say, okay,
Traffic
we
study
can
kind
or
of thing.
cannot have 500 cars going back and forth out of here?
the way things are going, they're gonna get everything they want.
That would be a good question. I would say, you want to contact Amy Butler from the Lincoln County Planning and Engineering regarding County Road 100 and what County Road 100 could handle, withstand.
They would have to do a
capacity.
traffic study on one,
Yeah.
but trust me, if you got an extra 500 cars there, there'd be a light there.
There'd be what?
There'd be a light there. This is the part about being an Alpine Meadows resident, where when they plotted Alpine Meadows, there was supposed to be no through traffic. Trust me. Foxton or Old Hill, yes. There's
Yeah.
only one entry, and that in itself is gonna be the biggest impact for the subdivision. Because if somebody was sitting behind 40 cars, I'd make the move to. And
Didn't they have to make those entrances through for fire safety?
they only have to make one, there has to be one through and out, so Oak Grass could really be the one that you cut off, and Foxdale could be the one you stay open. But it's, you know,
Which is, should be more feasible because.
but it's on the plat, it is on the plat,
has those commercial properties
Right.
on it. They're business
Right.
properties.
Residential.
Right.
And it's a lot, the street is probably 50% wider.
Oh,
Yeah,
No grass, at least.
yeah, at least.
At least.
you know, it would have been smart if they, when they were platting it, if they would have just eliminated oak grass and maybe made those two parcels contiguous to each other rather than, and then left Foxtail. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, huh?
Well, what's to
If I
say-
only had money.
What's to say that they couldn't still do that?
I don't think it's wide enough to abandon the road and put a house on it.
You could have a little park,
Oh, you can have a little park.
could be a
Yeah.
green space.
You need to talk to your HOA.
Dog park. With baggies.
And a pond.
For the birds.
No, for the dogs. You said dog park. Oh, I don't know about a water fountain.
Thank you for getting those drawings. That was-
Yes,
Ice
sure.
skating rink too.
All right. Public comments and or
Okay.
concerns.
That would be these guys.
Oh, we
Public
have public
comments.
comments and concerns.
You guys have all commented.
Are there any more that you guys would like to add?
Uh-huh.
Regarding the rezoning stuff?
Just in
Oh, yeah.
general?
It's,
It's just
We
says
don't
public
have, we
comments
don't
and
have any
concerns.
rezoning going on, just so we're clear. What we're doing is we're looking at what zoning would be appropriate for maybe future annexations to make it contiguous to the existing businesses and/or properties, or, I don't know if that's the word I want to use.
well, I think that if we're gonna do annexing of a property, if we know what the master plan was dedicated, we could say, I'm sorry, you're coming in as residential. You're not coming in as mixed use. You're you're either whatever it is. We wanna determine that, because if it keeps going, we're not gonna be able to catch up to it. Let's get the horse before the cart, and let's go down the road, let's define what it looks like. You know, how many communities you drive through and it's commercial, and then all of a sudden it's residential?
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, and you guys can speak for yourselves, I think that's the way it should look. But, you tell me?
I think
Or
that's
not.
important. I think that's important to define that for future growth.
Yes.
Otherwise, anybody can do what they want if it's not controlled.
Mm-hmm.
And would that be part of the master plan also that's
Yes.
supposed to be updated?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
really what this is.
Oh, that's what
We're
that-
just
okay.
updating
It's a part, yeah.
what that master.
We're trying to update a piece that's gonna go into that. My zoning map that I actually have now, you can tell, there's been a lot of properties that have been annexed, and it doesn't identify what zoning they are. We're a little,
Behind the times.
yeah.
A little bit.
It would just make for a better town.
Oh.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would.
Brent has not come in for a permit.
Mm-mm.
I mean, you haven't heard from them.
Yeah, it's dead silent.
Not heard a thing.
Their 35-minute meeting thought that they were just gonna come in and say, we've complied, but they met with a lot of resistance.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, 100%.
You
100%.
were there.
I was there.
Yeah, very, out of the 40 comments, maybe 2 were kind of, yeah.
They're probably rethinking their plan. I mean, I don't know. I don't
This-
know.
This thing right here needs to be totally gone through to make sure that that doesn't happen.
So the one change that we did make on that is if you are in an MRC district, we put a
33% or 30%?
regulation, I don't know if that regulation is the right word, stipulation
Stipulation.
on the buildings that could be in an MRC district. And that was, I know that was a big topic of conversation, that it could be 45 feet if they have a commercial element to it. So what we did is we looked at that as a whole and said, you have to have 33% of that building to be commercial in order to achieve that height limit.
Yeah.
So if you have no commercial, or if you only
I
have
have like 500
20%
square feet.
or,
I mean,
you
it was,
know, whatever it is,
put in one
you're not
office and
gonna be
calling
able
it
to
commercial.
go that 45-foot height limit.
And I can see the air park having a big issue with
oh, yeah,
that. That's the,
That's flight
well,
path.
that's
Uh-huh.
the approach.
yep.
Actually, the approach goes over my house.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
Right.
It actually is.
it goes right over my
Yeah,
house.
yeah,
I
you're
mean, they
right.
come right over.
Yeah,
Right.
And then they go over your house.
But, no, and I know that if anything does come in, obviously, I know Alpine Meadows residences are very interested to know what's going on there. And you've got a great representative of your subdivision sitting here on the board.
Who's the,
Don't look at me.
You know what's interesting is the fact that you folks do not have the power to annex properties into the town.
absolutely,
yep,
And
it's
that-
fascinating.
You would think that would be part of your job
absolutely.
Uh-huh.
as the P and Z.
It
Yep.
doesn't seem
That
quite,
doesn't make sense to me.
It doesn't make sense to anybody.
That it would start here
Mm-hmm.
first.
They did pass an annexation ordinance. I believe it's on the website. It does give P and Z more,
more things to read,
more input
sorry.
as to what they think the appropriate zoning would be.
Well, that's one step in the right
That's, yep, so, I mean,
Baby
There-
steps.
there- yeah. So Alpine Lakes, which you all know where Alpine Lakes is, right? So they have submitted an annexation petition that is working through the channels. And they did get it in right before the third and final reading of the annexation ordinance. So that still is working through the old process, which is involved with town council. So just keep your eyes on town council agendas and stuff like that for meetings
That
and that type of stuff.
that, that annexation, by the way, it's, towards the end of the air park. That annexation isn't too far off what I think it should be. It's got the commercial on the highway, and it's got the 1 acre lots.
You know where all the storage units are?
Yeah, it's
on the
right
highway?
behind, right
On
behind
the-
it.
go- Yeah, going past the way station on the same side.
Yeah.
It's the property just this
Just
side
behind it.
of it.
Yeah, and the only unusual, I mean, it looks normal to me as what it should be, but there's a strip of townhomes that's gonna be right behind those storage units. That's it. I mean, now the whole thing was redone.
Well, I still think that you guys should have the authorization and the power to do that.
Thank you,
Thank you.
thank you
We
very much.
appreciate that.
That's what I pray every night.
Yeah.
That's what you pray? We have to talk about our prayers.
Oh, let me tell you, I got a lot of them. Mo, you're there too.
We all are there,
Yeah.
for sure, bro.
Okey-doke, let's
Okay.
move this along.
Onward.
Okay.
It would be nice.
Zoning correspondence.
I don't have any.
Okay,
I
moving
already
on.
told you what I had.
Okay. Active permits list.
Okay,
Yay.
should be stapled there.
Yep.
Somebody got a colored copy. But I
I brought my meeting,
Oh, I got a
from the
green one that
previous,
says-
so I could compare.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna blow through this pretty quick. The library has not done anything. They were waiting for spring, summer to
Oh,
come along.
yep, that's right.
Post office, they have not put their storage container in there. Packages have slowed down a little, I think, so, and it costs money for a storage container, so there you go. Alpine Flats is moving along. Building 1 is working through its channels, and it is gonna be looking for a certificate of completion on that within the next month, month and a half.
Are they gonna have it paved and striped?
No, they are not.
Then they don't get one.
Okay,
That's
the,
for code.
Mr. Scout?
what do you,
You
okay,
want me to
well,
give
well,
you scripture and verse?
no, I don't. Okay, code, IRC, IBC.
IBC.
IBC. Okay, so, building number 2 has a foundation in the ground. As soon as they're done with building 1, they're gonna jump on building 2.
saw
It
that.
is the hope that building 3 and 4 get permitted sometime in June to kinda, they're moving the project along. They have been guaranteed for the first 5 buildings. He's gonna have a nutty over this one. That the old, the old rates apply for the first 5 buildings. Okay, moving on.
Wow.
The greenhouse is up, it's temporary. I hope you're all buying your plants.
And the permit,
way
they
too
did
soon.
pay for that permit, right?
Huh?
They did pay for the
Yes.
permit? Got it.
And Lethbridge, Armington, that project's moving along. AD Campground Services, it's probably complete. I'm not gonna call, but I'm gonna, for inspection. Okay, Daniel Blacker, she extended out her permit. I don't know if she's the one that just recently, lost her husband, so, we're treading lightly on that particular one. Dave Christie is gonna need a letter because he's
Do
gonna.
you need us to make a motion to send him a letter, or you just want to send him a letter? Okay.
No. Rick Citro, his project is complete. I'd like to remove that from the
Do we
list.
need a motion to remove it?
Uh-huh.
I'll entertain a motion to remove Rick Citro from the list.
I make a motion to remove, Rick Citro, RE/A-0322. His garage remodel with upstairs addition is project complete.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Cornelius, I believe the house is on the foundation. I drove by it, but I kind of wasn't really focused. Creative Properties, I think at the end of the month is when all their tenants are moving out, and they should be starting that project here shortly. Esperson, he's still within his permit timeframe. Ferguson, that project's been complete, and a certificate of occupancy has been issued, so I'd like to remove that.
I'll entertain a motion to remove William Ferguson from the list.
Make a motion to remove, William Ferguson, R1-10-22, off the project list.
I have a motion. Of a second.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, Mr. Flynn's project, I don't know his status, but he's still within his permit timeframe. Same thing with Gayhart and Lutz. Yankee Doodles, my inspector is out of town, but I believe that re-roof has been
I
completed.
think so too.
Yeah.
They
So,
hauled butt on
but
that.
I'll have an update at the next one. Brian Lee's, he still has time. Same thing with McDonald. Matson, I understand that they are gonna be trying to get a final C of O on that project here shortly. They've got a couple of things I think that they need to get identified, from what my inspector tells me. Ellie's within her time frame. Ridge Creek Investment, the building is up. It looks like it's almost pretty close to completion, so, but they're within their permit time frame. Riverview West HOA for the re-roofs for Building B, E, and F have not been started yet. It's proposed to be sometime this summer.
Just Sarah.
Oh, what?
Yeah, She's just back there making noise. I thought she was gone.
Oh, yeah.
It's been all
no.
quiet up there.
Snake River MEP, Alpine sure stay. It's moving along,
It is, yeah.
so. John Smiley, his project is complete. I'd like to remove him from the list.
I'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to remove John Smiley, RE/A-0122 EA-01-23 from the project list.
I have a motion, second.
Second.
Let me
All in
write
favor?
that down.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, Star Valley Health, the interior remodel is coming along really well. I think it might be getting close to complete, but I'll have to check with my sources. The ambulance bay garage, they have started the excavation on that, and they have started the footers and the foundation. Doug Stuns is still within his permit timeframe. Thomas is still within his permit timeframe. Alpine pretreatment is just coming along nice and slowly, and the TOA flagpole installation has hit a snag, it's a stall. And then we have the gazebo, Town of Alpine re-roof. And that, they've stripped it down and I drove by it again.
Do we need
Didn't
David Christie, we talked about sending a letter, was it David Christie?
Yes, we did.
I make a motion that we send David Christie a letter, Christine, little verbiage it.
Okay.
We have a motion on the table. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
Okey dokey,
All right,
I'm done.
approval of the minutes.
Approval of the minutes.
Make a motion to approve the minutes for May 14th, 2024.
I have a motion on the table. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I would like you guys, if you could, sorry, to consider approving the Board of Adjustments.
Oh, the minutes for that? Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
there's
oh,
only
yes.
4 on
Yes.
there,
Yeah, we
and
reviewed.
I'd
Well,
like you to,
Actually, you can't,
Why?
because the member who is here has to
Oh.
vote on it, and she was not sitting, so we don't have a quorum.
who is
Because
not
Mike-
sitting?
Mike,
Mike was here and I was not. She's
No,
talking
the-
about the previous meeting.
previous
which we
meeting.
can, because I
The
was.
meeting on the 5/14.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Thank
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, I haven't typed those other ones yet.
Well, you're so fast. I thought,
I typed the minutes from like, what, an hour, 2
I
hours
thought
ago?
Sarah was doing some work.
She's in there making noise. Okay. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes for the Board of Adjustment meeting on May 14th.
I make a motion to approve the Board of Adjustments meeting on May 14th.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There you go, boss.
Thank you.
All right, can I bring some new business?
No,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have to adjourn the meeting now.
No.
That's not on the agenda.
The adjourning the meeting has to
That's the
happen
next
after.
one. No.
All right.
I do not understand what just happened.
I know, you know what, he told me something today, and do you want it to be on public record? Or do you want to just?
Yeah, okay, we can talk about it. I think it's important that we, as the building department, there's been a move by the town council to think about going to privatized building inspections. And we've been at the meetings, we've heard.
Yep.
I did some research and I found out that in 2006, Lincoln County did that, and by 2011, they canned it because it never worked. Nothing got inspected, and it was just about money. The inspectors
Oh.
came, got the money and left, and nothing got reviewed, nothing got, and so it just fell apart. And so I fear,
I like the fact that that is Lincoln County and we have that precedent set.
right?
I agree.
I'm just saying, I wanted to bring it to everybody.
No, that's-
that-
We're gonna-
And I heard it from a reliable source, a man who used to sit in that chair.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him again, well, how can I validate that? He says, you can call so-and-so and so-and-so. He says, yeah, but it's in public record, Dan. It didn't work.
Okay,
So
well, thank you for checking that out and
I just
finding that out. That's
wanted to bring
interesting.
that to us, just so that
Yeah,
it's out there.
yep, nope, that's about, I think that should be brought up too at the town council
Yeah.
meeting.
So, I move to adjourn the meeting.
Okay, I have a motion on the
Wait.
table.
I
Dan?
will second that.
Do I have any other comments or concerns? All in favor?
Last chance, guys.
Oh, sorry, yes. Any more comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, meeting adjourned at
8:48.
8:48.
Wow, it's not.
Well, we're out of here before 10. Shocking.
Still light outside.